Hi, Paul Sakis, good news broadcast. We're going to talk about COVID, but we're going to be talking about the good news of people helping under concerning situations that occur in our lives. Unfortunately, not everything is always perfect. Health situations occur, and there are doctors and there's pharmacists like John, and there's corporate citizens here like Sylvia, who spend a lot of their time, they spend a lot of their corporate money, pharmaceutical companies, to come up with solutions to help with those situations. I want to thank you both very much. So we're going to talk about, COVID is starting there's some more people in the masks here in the subways of New York City. Tell us a little bit about some of the new things that you guys have. And I'm crazy about pharmacists. I ask my pharmacist a lot of questions.
Right.
So tell us the latest. And these are very well qualified people.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, Paul,
thank you, John.
It's good to be with you this morning, and I'm glad you really like pharmacists. So I appreciate the opportunity to be here. My organization, NCPA, is happy to be partnering with Novavax to raise awareness about the fact that it's not time to stop worrying about COVID. There are lots of new strains, new variants floating around. Positivity rates are rising across the country. The good news is, and I know this is the good news broadcast, so the good news is new updated versions of the COVID vaccine are now available in pharmacies. And this is really important. People over the age of 65, older adults, people with chronic conditions, immunocompromised conditions, are at greatest risk for developing COVID. So it's really important that these folks get the updated version. Also, their immunity tends to wane over time faster than the general population. So really important to get the new version of the vaccine to stay protected. I'll mention a really quick statistic. Last year, there were only 23% of adults that got the updated version last year. This is according to the CDC. So really important to focus on that group to try to keep them protected.
Yeah, I'm in total agreement. I'm out there the moment that something new is happening, but I did get COVID again a couple of months ago, and they say, and I don't know if this is so, but once you get COVID again, it was my second time, that you have a little time before you take another, or you should take 3 months later before you take another updated, let's say COVID medicine. I'm calling it medicine.
Well, just like getting the vaccine, when you get COVID, that confers a little bit of immunity. But since you've had COVID and it looks like you've recovered pretty well, it's still okay to get the latest version, the most updated version. It's not a one and done situation. So even though you've had COVID and recovered, even though you've been vaccinated before, you want to stay as updated as possible.
Well, that's the plan. That's the plan. I thought I had a little leeway of the time before I should take it. The new is that wrong or right? Or what do you think?
I think it's 4 months. Is that right, Sylvia?
The best source of information, Paul, is go to the CDC website.
Yeah.
These recommendations are always evolving. Talk to your healthcare provider, see what the CDC is saying. But it is possible a few months after getting COVID for you to get vaccinated again. But you really should talk to your healthcare provider or your pharmacist to get more information.
Yeah, that's what he said. So, but Sylvia Taylor is the Executive Vice President and Chief Corporate Affairs and Advocacy Officer, Chief Corporate Affairs and Advocacy. So what do you do? What kind of a job is that?
What do I do? I do a lot of things. One of the things that I do that's really important is I talk to people like you. I spend time with people like John in the community, trying to educate people about the need to remain vigilant for COVID. We're several years into the COVID-19 crisis, but it's still not over. And so what we really want people to understand is that it's important to stay vigilant, to get updated, particularly if you're at highest risk. The other thing I do, and thank you so much for asking about that, is that I educate people about the options that are available to them. And the really good news, playing on the theme of the morning, is that there are various vaccine options available, and we know that consumers want choice. So Novavax, for example, has what's called a protein-based vaccine. What that really means is that it's traditional technology. We say it's tried and true in other vaccines that people normally get, like RSV and flu. There are also mRNA vaccines. But the theme you're going to hear John and I talk about over and over is the need to talk to your healthcare provider, to talk to your pharmacist, to get information on what's right for you. And manufacturers, such as mine, have websites that you can go to get more information, as well as to figure out where you can actually get the vaccine. And that's Novavax.com.
So let me ask you, I don't know if this is something you do know about, but you said, an important word to me. I'm probably our audience. The word protein. I mean, I'm a protein guy. All right. I try to eat a lot of protein in my life. All right. So I'm not a vegetarian. I eat meat, but vegetarian foods have the lentil bean is the perfect bean. So so what does that mean? That your medicine has a protein base? Are you able to answer that?
Yeah, I can. I mean, I'll take a stab and then let John, who
Oh yeah, the pharmacists, they usually know
is
all
a
these things.
pharmacist, he's going to know more. But let me tell you my take on it, and let me tell you what I want your audience to know. A protein-based vaccine delivers something called a spike protein. It's a part of the COVID-19 virus. It will not give you COVID-19. It's a piece of the virus that your immune system recognizes to allow you to build immunity to COVID-19 or other illnesses. As I said earlier, it's a technology that's used very commonly. That's what we want people to know. This is traditional, tried and true technology that's used in other vaccines. And so the reason I say that is often we find that knowing that kind of information will help people feel less anxious about the kind of vaccine that they should take.
Yeah,
No, I love that. I'm an old school guy. Yes, sir. John, what are we talking about here?
Yeah, Sylvia did a great job of explaining that. The newer technology, the mRNA technology for the other two COVID vaccines that are on the market is just a little bit different. Without getting too technical, it works. They're equally as effective as the protein-based vaccine. So that means we've got several options available. Some people may be a little reluctant to try vaccines that are manufactured through the newer technology. Anything new, people may be a little anxious about. So that's why it was really important for Novavax to bring the protein-based vaccine to the market so people could have options. But across the board, the most important thing is get vaccinated. If you have questions, talk to your healthcare professional. Your pharmacist is probably the most accessible healthcare professional. And, that in combination with doing your own research. And you look like a guy that does a lot of research on your own. And that in combination should put you in a pretty good place.
I don't try to do research on my own. I try to ask somebody that is worthy of asking to tell me what they think. I am not a doctor. I stub my toe, I go to the doctor. The doctor knows. They went to school. You want to produce a TV show? I just did the International Day of Peace, 7-hour live worldwide broadcast and climate in Times Square. Okay, I've made hundreds and thousands of TV shows. I know how to make a TV show. You want a TV show? I'll make you a TV show. But ask me medicine, and I know a lot about medicine, but I don't trust my knowledge. A good doctor, a good pharmacist knows. So if I go to my pharmacy this afternoon, which I have to go to, okay, for blood and for liver or this or that or whatever I got to do, maybe I love my doctor. Everyone needs to find a great doctor and a trusting doc. 20 years, isn't that very important?
It's very important, and you hit the jackpot if you've got a good doctor and a good pharmacist, and they're working together, they're collaborating for your health. So that's the best case scenario.
There you go. Is there any other kinds of things we should know today? And I'm really happy you came out with that. A lot of people, there's a good portion, as you so well know, that won't take a vaccine. Okay, they freak out thinking about vaccines, and based upon what you're saying here, I think I'm sure you'll get the word out and calm some people's minds and potentially save some people's lives.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's right. I mean, Paul, we're here just to kind of demystify and make sure people understand that getting a vaccine for COVID-19 is important. It's the best way to prevent getting the serious consequences of COVID-19. And what we're hoping that we were able to do today with your great questions is to give people the information that they need, to get them curious, to go find out more information, to talk to their pharmacist who is in the community and eminently accessible, to find out what vaccine is right for them, and also to go to sources of information like Novavax.com to find out where exactly you can get the vaccine.
How do you spell Novavax?
Novavax.com.
Retention.
Thank you so much.
Good.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Take care. And thank you for doing what you do. Bye-bye.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
You too. Bye-bye.